All right. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Chris Huckes, and this is your best life defined. Let's go ahead and get right on this thing. So let me ask you a question. Let's go this way with it. Let me ask you to do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Walk over to a mirror while you listen to this. Take a look at a mirror and look at yourself. Stare at that person in that mirror and ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, is this the best I can do? And it doesn't really matter what thoughts you have as you stare at yourself in that mirror. Ask yourself that question, is this the best I can do? Now, if it is, if you don't have anything left, I mentioned in my last podcast about finding your fuel source, or where do you find your fuel? If you don't have any gas in your tank and you can't seem to sum up enough energy to do any more than you've already done and to continue what you already continue to do, then that might be, the answer might be yes, this is the best I can do. See now, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge you or to make decisions for you or to tell you you're wrong because of your choices. That's not why I'm even sitting down here. The reason I sit down here every day is because what I did yesterday is not the best I can do. And what I did the day before that is not the best I can do. And the only way I can continue to achieve that, or even hope of achieving the best I can do, is to continue and push forward on what I'm already doing. See, this is about me as much as it is about you. It's about me pushing it. If you listen to my podcast, if you go back and listen to them, you'll hear me make apologies for the quality of the work or the quality of the message or this or that. That's because I don't believe it's the best I can do. And I guess that's why I continue to improve. I continue to listen to my modulation and to my enunciation, and I try and be engaging. Now, is that always possible? No, sometimes you're talking to an old man, even though I did get a styling haircut. Check out that hair. Yeah. Got me a new haircut, feeling good, feeling better. I shaved last night, so I'm looking really good on camera, if I do say so myself. But I'm doing the best. This is the best I can do until I get better. And if I stop right now, then this will be the best I could do at this. But if I continue pushing forward, then I can continue to improve. I can continue to find ways to make this more interesting, to enjoy myself more, to be more present in this message that I'm trying to give you. So take a look in that mirror, look at yourself, stare at yourself, and ask yourself, when it comes to anything in your life, when it comes to your relationship, is this the best you can do? When it comes to the quality of life you're living and your ability to achieve your goals or your finances, is this the best you can do? When you stand there and you look in that mirror and you're thinking about the appearance that you give the world, or even more important, the appearance and the person that you hand to that person you love, ask yourself, is this the best I can do? That's really where it starts. And if it's not, then you got to ask yourself why. Ask yourself, well, why not? Why did I settle with this? Why did I stop being a better husband? Why did I stop being a better provider? Why would I stop wanting to learn, wanting to grow, wanting to be more than I am? Why would I stop dreaming? Because you're only as good as you are until you make it better. You are only to where you are. It's just a temporary state of being until you decide, I think I can do better. That's really what it's about. I look at my life and I'm trying to figure this thing out. This last week, Sandy and I, we had an opportunity to take a look at a property, a conventional home, and it's close to my kids and my grandkids. So it was kind of exciting for us to get involved in that. But the struggle that it comes with that is it the best I can do? In other words, for me, that comes down to, will that decision improve my life? Will it make my life better? What impact will it have on my life? And is it the best I can do, or can I do better? Well, what Sandy and I decided was, we're not in a rush. And yes, we can do much better. And my biggest fear is that I would actually make a choice that would drag me back into that pit that I used to live in, where the only thing that my life contained was the things that I had purchased. It had constrained me to the point that I can't continue to do this, or I don't find energy in this because my life is so full of obligations. Is that the best you can do? Take a look at it. See, my thought is that no matter where I am or no matter how great this is, because I don't know if I've told you this, but this podcast thing, I'm going to be famous. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be someone who says, that dude is rocking it. And it might just be the sheer number of podcasts I do. It might be the fact that I'm pairing a video with every podcast I post, and I haven't missed one. This is podcast number 57. I have not missed a podcast a day or a video. Well, I think I've missed a couple of videos, technical errors. But I haven't missed a podcast in 57 days. And what this is going to do is create that energy source I need to keep going. Because as you can see, I'm starting to lose that weirdo thing that goes on when you first sit in front of a microphone. I think in the early podcasts, I used to mention how scared I was of the video camera, how scared I was of this mic. It doesn't really matter anymore. Because I'm doing my thing. And my goal is to do the best I can at it. In order to do that, you just got to do it. So let's go back to you. What are you going to pick? What thing in your life would you like to improve? What thing would you like to be better at? You want to be a better husband, a better wife, a better employee? I mean, it's all within your reach. I screwed up. I had this great job working for the federal government, and it was only because of my perspective that I lost sight of it, but I could have been the best employee there ever was. I mean, let's face it, the time is already committed, right? I'm already stuck there for 8 hours a day. But instead of grumbling around and looking at all that was wrong with the opportunity I had, I should have grabbed a hold of every bit of it, and I took advantage of it. I mean, in the last 10 years I did. I spent 10 years helping guys in prison improve their lives. And that was the best part of my career, but I could have even done better at that. And the question was, at some point I stopped. But you don't have to. Don't have to stop. Did I tell you we got kayaks this last week? Yeah, we spent last weekend out on the lake. We spent 8 hours on the lake kayaking. I think we kayaked like 7 miles. And is that the best I can do? Heck no, I'm not even close to being done with those bad boys. Everything goes right, we'll be in Florida in the fall. 5 months in the Keys, hanging out. So it's going to be cool. Now, my angle on this is that I got to do things I've never done before, because if I don't do things I've never done before, I don't have a chance to be the best at it. So part of my plan in Florida, and I hope I follow through on this, I've got other bigger plans that are contingent upon this, but I think I'm going to get me a job. And I've never bartended before. I've never worked in a restaurant before since I've been an adult, and I'm not going back into construction because I've already done that. But I'm going to see if I can't be the best busboy or the best waiter or the best bartender or the best short order cook. Maybe I'll just make French fries. Hell, who knows what my job will be. But it's all about testing the water so that I can make sure that there's not something else out there that I could even be great at. Because that's what it's about. It's about your fuel. About the fuel that puts in your tank. And if I get excited when I wake up in the morning because part of my day is about doing a podcast that helps you live your best life, and part of my day is about doing something I've never done but really actually enjoy the interaction of hanging out with people who are half my age and kicking it and learning names and hearing stories, why wouldn't I do it? And I guarantee no matter what it is, I'm going to be my best at it. I'm going to work hard to be my best at it. The question is, what about you? So what? Let's just say you're not ready to change your life right now. Are you at your best? Are you being the best person you can be at the things that you're doing? And if you're not, then the question is why? You don't like them, so what? If you're obligated to them, if they're a commitment that you just can't walk away from, then why not just go ahead and jump all the way in? Quit crying about how it sucks and this and that. And start jumping in on it, because it's an opportunity for you to become your best self. And more importantly, it's an opportunity for you to develop the habit of being your best, no matter what situation you're in, of bringing your best self to the table. Little confession here, I haven't been the best husband this last week. I mentioned we did this house thing. We looked at a house, and my biggest fear is that I'll jump into something and it'll compromise my ability to continue to travel. We really love to travel, and so I kind of get a little nervous about that. And then of course there's some tough decisions, because there's a part of me that likes the idea of having a stick and brick home, especially if it benefits us or if it makes our life better. So I'm kind of tense about this. I'm trying to work this thing out. I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to make sure that I don't lose value in my life, and that the choice I'm making allows me to be the best person I can be. And it had me nervous and had me a little scared. But then I realized, wait, I got this. I'm in charge of this. No one can tell me buy that house. But it was only by stepping back and remembering that I need to be my best self, that I realized my failure. So I owe my wife an apology. Sorry, baby. Sorry. Just a guy trying to be a guy, trying to do what guys do, trying to be my best. It's kind of sad. So how are you doing with the COVID thing? That's another issue that I haven't mentioned in a while. Like I said, I'd been out of pocket. And I'm going to apologize for the video or the podcast I did earlier this week because I was stacking them up in order to spend quality time with my grandkids and my kids. I didn't want to be sitting at their house disappearing for an hour and a half every day to do a video and a podcast. So I went ahead and stacked them up. So if you felt a little bit of urgency or maybe not quite the passion in what I was doing over the last week or so, I apologize for that. That's just part of the cycle. You know, I'm trying to be my best self for everyone, and that includes this podcast, but even more than that, my grandkids and my daughter and my son-in-law and my family, because they are important to me. They're number one. So, but just, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. You probably don't agree with everything I'm saying, and I bet some of this is boring as hell. But hang in there. Hang in there, because there is a message in there. And the point of this is, are you being your best self? When you look in that mirror every morning, are you being the best husband you can be? Are you being the best man you can be, or woman you can be? Are you being the best representative of your beliefs and your system and the things that you hold, you value? And if you're not, then ask yourself why. And if you're not, then you need to make a decision. Maybe those things that you're doing don't really represent who you are. Or maybe you're just not paying attention to who you are. I don't know. Either way, you're going to wake up tomorrow, and if you do, you have the opportunity to change something. You have the opportunity to take a little bit of this and a little bit of that and make your own recipe called Your Amazing Life. And it'll allow you to be the best person you can be. I guarantee it. And it'll allow you to do the best that you can do at anything you try. I mean, I'm doing it. Is my life perfect? Hell no, my life's not perfect. I got a 41-foot fifth wheel that I have to wash by hand today. Not because I want to, because it's part of the choice, right? Part of the choice. You got to take the tough with the bad with the good, right? So anyway, I hope I've made up for it somewhat. I hope you can see that I'm just kind of in this. I'm waiting to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. I really appreciate what you're doing and the direction that we can go as a partnership, because that's really what it's about. I'm living for those thank yous. I live for the opportunity to hear someone say, you know what, Chris, you took the time to share some ideas with me, and it changed my life. You know, a lot of people get suspicious. They're like, oh, what does he want? Well, I don't want anything from you. Part of this is practice for me. Practice so that I make sure that the words in my book are right, that the story I'm telling is the right story, that the story I'm telling is not bullshit, that it actually has the potential to help you live your best life. Why? Because it feels good when someone shakes your hand and says thank you for putting the effort forward, and they follow through, and the next thing you know, there are places they've never dreamed they'd be. And that's the cool part about it, man. And I don't care. You see this solid me, this stern me, and all of this, and it's just who I am. I mean, I'm trying to do it, but I'm talking to a camera, and I'm hoping you can hear me. I'm talking to a microphone, and I hope you'll listen. So, anyway, until next time, just remember, today's your day. Make it a good one.